it is used for the detection of cholesterol. Then out of all urticarias, which is most common type? Examiner had a itchy feeling while setting this, right? So it is a dermographism, which is the most common type of a physical urticaria. Rise of the pressure from middle ear to inner ear is how much? This also you can check it in the exam hall. Practical, I mean every exam should have practicals and theory, right? So I asked our ENT friend, Dr. Murthy, is a very good friend of ours. He said it is 18 times in one book and 22 times in another book. Huh? No, middle to inner. No? Okay, our potential answer is 22. 22? But in this what do you like to pin it on? 22 even V, if there is a 12 to 13 you mean? That will be very low, sir. Your girlfriend has to shout to make you to listen. She whispers only, it will be heard as a big shout, shrill in your ears because of the 22 times exaggeration. So, okay, anyway. What is etiology? Was it of exostosis or osteoma? What was given? That is a sad thing. If it is, once more, our friend Dr. Murthy said, if it is exostosis, I agree with the frequent cold water entry due to swimming. Why? अगर swimming में dip करे तो, if it is very cold, that lead to ischemia. The ischemic necrosis will predispose to the development of a osseous tissue to grow, and that lead to exostosis. Maybe examiner's thought process would have been that, but otitis externa is also known to be one of the risk factors. I leave it for, trauma is also there in the options. Well, I mean, let's leave it to a better authority in ENT before confirming it. Tachynoir, already res ipsa loquitur, so many French terms of forensic book is over. So, when will it appear was the question, or when will it disappear was the question? Appear, okay. So tachynoir is the postmortem change in the eye where the eye become very dry. It is generally 7 to 8 hours after the death. 7 to 8 hours was one reference. I also had another reference stating it as 24 to 48. I am not an expert in postmortem except for the MD paper. 3 to 4 hai to 6 to 8 is fine. 3 to 4 is 2 to 3 is also, but 2 to 3 is less than 3 to 4. Okay. I mean in this question, whose voice is bigger will only see there should be few questions in a comfort zone until results come. Maybe it would have been my answer only, kind of a feeling. Otherwise you need to live up to results, na? So that's the thing. Albens is basically a persistent corpus luteum associated with the dysfunctional uterine bleeding. Then whenever there is a neuronal death, there is a excitotoxin glutamate which is being released, aspartate and glutamate, but glutamate predominantly. That's where is the trick about it. I am not sure. I think I still feel glutamate, not glycine. I mean there is a printing mistake of our, see Sunday exam is over and we had been working past 1.5 days to bring a paper discussion, so our typists are little drowsy in typing. So there are a lot of corrections in the key, depend on the discussion rather than a mere key. So glutamate would have been a possible answer. This is another question I am not sure about. Filgrastim, sargomastine. They are typically the colony stimulating factors. They are used in CML in a patient receiving who is granulocytes are low. It increases granulocyte count. It leads to bone pain. I am not sure. Bone pain is definitely a well proven fact. It is the most common side effect documented with filgrastim. Only thing is whether this initial transient neutropenia, I am trying to find some literature support for that, but I didn't find. Then this is a very good question. It is the carcinoid in the mediastinum which is known to ectopically produce as a paraneoplastic presentation ACTH and can lead to development of the Cushing's is what need to be remembered. Huh? Is it all except? No, 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 it can't be. It is true about. Tell me, doctor, lymphangioliomyomatosis is a disease of women or men? It is the only exclusive women's condition found in surgery textbook rather than gynecology textbook. It is estrogen dependent. It leads to hemoptysis and pneumothorax as the presenting features, leiomyomatosis, lymphangioliomyomatosis. And it causes pneumothorax is also a well documented fact. Now the next question comes, why hemoptysis? Why hemoptysis it leads to? Lymphangioliomyomatosis lead to lymphatic obstruction, chylothorax, obstruction of venules which lead to development of the hemoptysis is what need to be remembered. Now the next important thing is how do you treat it? We do hormonal manipulations, not giving steroid. We give medroxyprogesterone, gonadotropin, releasing hormone agonist, etc., etc. Oophorectomy is also done sometimes to treat it because it is estrogen dependent tumor. So that is the reason the answer becomes the presence with hemoptysis is a true statement. Now let's go to the next question. Who introduced hand washing, doctor? It is the great man Joseph Lister. He had lot of time, there was no entrance to get in MS general surgery. So he said, chalo hand wash karo, print my name as the introducer of that, etc., etc. So he is the one who brought surgical asepsis. Then reflex sympathetic dystrophy. I didn't get time to do a dwelling on this. Okay, D is your option. Huh? A 10-year-old underwater for 20 minutes on examinations, pupils dilated. What do you want to do? Actually we should do ABC, airway, breathing and circulation kind of a question, was it, or is there any story behind it? What was option D? Deworm him, you mean? Reworm him. Okay, okay. I need to check. I'm not sure what is there in examiner's mind. Okay, HMB45 is a marker of melanoma and a tendency for cellular proliferation, a very well documented marker. Where do you find Rosenthal fibers, doctor? It is the pilocytic astrocytoma where you classically come across. Then what are myelodysplastic syndromes? CML is not, CMML is a myelodysplastic syndrome. What is myelodysplasia? Just like cervical dysplasia before cervical cancer, there is a myelodysplasia between a myeloid leukemia, before myeloid leukemia. So what is the French, American, British classification of myelodysplasia? Refractory anemia with ringed sideroblasts, refractory anemia with excess blasts, and refractory anemia with excess blasts in transformation. That is how French, American, British classification. The fifth type of MDS is CMML, which is basically the chronic myelomonocytic leukemia. Now what is the difference between CML and CMML? CMML is a myelodysplastic condition which is Philadelphia chromosome negative, but CML is a florid leukemia which is basically Philadelphia positive, or it can also be sometimes negative. Now with regard to GIST, there is a c-KIT proto-oncogene mutation which is found in 95% of people, which is a true statement. Out of all 50 to 70% of the gastrointestinal stromal tumors, GIST, they arise from the stomach. That is also true. How do we diagnose it? See, these things are very submucosal in their location, GIST. So if you do endoscopy also, 50% of times only you can detect them. So endoscopic ultrasound is what you will do. You will put an ultrasound probe at the tip of the endoscope and search for it, identify that area and take a biopsy. So transabdominal biopsy cannot be a real reliable investigation because it requires a lot of dwelling into it. So I put possibly C. What was option D, anybody remember? It can convert into leiomyosarcoma even. Okay, whatever you recall, just give the missing options. But these are all, doctor, they won't decide the seat. Last these 35 biology questions are there, no? Leave to God. 165 may how many questions you did correctly will give you a call to the best seat. And 165 are a part of the 426 topics given to you in the high yield topic scanner. So I at least have a satisfaction that we have led you in a right path in the name of coaching. Now let's go to the next question. Pseudoporphyria. First of all, porphyria itself is a big topic. We forgot to read in exam. When we see this question, we think, array, the day I thought of reading, I didn't read it. Then what is a pseudo? Pseudo describes a bullous photosensitivity reaction which mimics porphyria cutanea tarda basically. So infliximab and naproxen, I leave to you a big literature support of the various drugs which can lead to development of porphyria. So if you want to fail in exam, your friend to fail in exam, what will you tell him? See, it came in APPG 2010, read this whole list and come to me tomorrow. You tell your classmate and threaten him. If you are a real serious student, just that 400 or 600 topics, bus, you will get the seat. Nowhere you will lose it. Then what is timed vital capacity? Very simple. You will take a maximum breath inside. Okay? After taking the maximum breath, you will expel it out. So within a second, how much you are expelling it out is basically called the timed vital capacity, is what need to be basically remembered. Exhaling out. Ectopic pheochromocytoma is basically detected by MIBG scanning, and adrenal pheo, what is the investigation of choice? CT abdomen or MRI. Now this NACO recommendations, you should be very sure on this topic, doctor. What are the NACO recommendation? Sentinel surveillance is included in that, and early treatment of STD prevents HIV is also one of the objective of that. I am not sure whether they really take up the prevalence studies. I think that would have been a potential answer. What was the fourth option? If you recall, just write it down.